Hey guys, how's it going? So, another week, another mobile suit, and this week we got the Banshee. But before we get into that, guys, real quick, I want to say, Editing Magnum here. Wanted to interrupt myself is what I wanted to say, but doing a giveaway for the anniversary. It's a swag pack we won to give away. Shoutouts to Gaming Emblem and Gustav the 13th. What's in it? It's a shirt, postcards, code fairy stand, and stickers. I got a video about it, and the giveaway is on gleam.io. Link should be in the description if I remember. If not, there is a link in the Discord, on the Twitter, or you can just come by and bug me on the stream because it's going on for the rest of the anniversary, if not the entire month, whatever the date is. There's like 20 some days left, I think. Finally, good luck to everyone, and let's make this fit. I want to say sorry about being so late with this one, as well as the podcast. So yeah, it's 5 on a Saturday right now. But yeah, I've been really busy trying to get caught up. The latest craziness, if you've been following anything, the latest craziness is my fridge broke. So got to get a new one of those. But anyway, yeah, so that's been one of the biggest reasons why I've been so busy, is things have been insane with health and stuff, and then now the fridge. So yeah, been trying to get caught up and get some work done for that. Other than that though, podcast, I've tried to just straight upload it because I didn't have time to really do any edits with it. So yeah, some reason YouTube didn't like that and it started erroring. I tried it a few times, so I had to download it. I haven't got to fully upload it yet because I got to convert it. I think maybe that's why something happened with the file itself. So I got to get that done. So hopefully by tomorrow, the podcast will be up on YouTube. Speaking of podcasts, though, I'll go and announce this here. Vion is coming on the 11th. We're going to have another podcast on the 11th, 9 p.m. Eastern, and see what his thoughts are on the anniversary and stuff. But we'll have him back on again. Other than that, though, other things to come. The Banshee video and the Unicorn video should be coming up soon, TM. That Brawl video where I tested the trying to get to as close to 0 damage to a support as possible from raids, that should be coming up soon. If I can get another test, since it's taken so long, to try beams hitting me rather than just melee attacks, we'll try that. But yeah, so that will be coming up soon, hopefully. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it, what I got planned right now. And then the next podcast again, so that's what we've got coming up. We might even have another podcast the week after, and then of course the one at the end of the month when the patch notes hit for buffs and nerfs. We'll have a podcast around then. But yeah, also real quick, I'm going to do a little tilt talk in this one since there's not that crazy amount of stuff in this patch notes. But yeah, we'll definitely be doing some tilt talk. Let's see. Yeah, I got a little bit tilted to kind of, you know, with everything going on, I think is kind of what compounded there. But we drank a little bit. It wasn't as bad as the Kshatriya one, the main things. Long story short. But I do want to comment on something and a fix that I think would definitely help. I think I said this in the last one a little bit, but I definitely have kind of solidified my opinion now. So I'll have timestamps in the description below. But yeah, timestamps will be in this one. I'll make sure that gets done this time. Anyway, Banshee time. Let's go. So, Banshee, first thoughts. Is it the king of raids? I kind of think so now. I think this is because haven't gotten to really fight another raid other than a Banshee. Definitely wanted to test that out, but kind of forgot to do that. Probably where I was drinking a little bit. But we did test the heavy attack versus its enhanced offense system and, you know, gaining the extra melee priority, whatever that means, over just a normal suit. So the question is, why would it need it if it already had 3? Well, maybe it can beat other raids. So in that case, we then tested the heavy attack. So a Banshee heavy attack beats just a normal attack with the Banshee, even though they are having the enhanced melee priority. But what it says on it, it does not affect the heavy attack priority though. So what that leads me to believe is that you should be able to beat normal raids with your extra melee priority. But if a normal raid heavy attacks, then you're still going to clash with another raid's heavy attack. Because since you're not getting the bonus, that just means heavy attack just has a natural, like, melee priority 5 or something, while this thing has like 3.5 or 4, whatever you want to say, when it has its enhanced offense system. So yeah, right here is what it says. During the melee attack, the reaction when hit by shooting attacks is reduced. In addition, the melee judgment power of all equipped melee weapons is slightly increased. The effect of this skill is not applied to the skill heavy attack. So that's the big test there. Other than that, though, it has, of course, NTD. Yes, it does burn health, but it seems to be about half the speed, or slower even, of the Unicorn. It has its main beam smart gun there with that shot. Then it has a steady stream that you can do as a separate weapon that kind of acts like the AG. You just point and shoot, and it's a beam. And it really just, it's pretty crazy. It's got build-up stun, which is the crazy part. It's not an instant stun, and that build-up is, I think, somewhere like around 40 to 50. It is crazy stun build-up. You can stun pretty much anything in the game other than like an Easy Z boosting at you at that cost with that in relative quick time or period. Like, I think, again, the Easy Z is about the only one with its full, like, reduction while it's boosting at you, is about the only thing that can not get stunned by that. Other than that, we have the claw attack that doesn't unlock till the NTD. That just replaces your punch. That is a heavy stun for each of that, and you can do 3 swings. Then there's the heavy attack animation there. Heavy attack's crazy gross damage. This is one of the cool parts about this suit, is you can actually do combos and fit the heavy attack in it. I'll show more of that off in the Banshee video itself, but one of those being you downswing, swap dodge roll, charge the heavy attack, and boom, you have just enough time to do that. Again, the beam smart gun, just an instant stun. It does have Vulcans, just like the Unicorn. They stun the same speed. Crazy awesome Vulcans. Beam Saber has pretty good damage at 2950. The actual punch mode before you go into NTD actually has some pretty good damage as well, at a total of, let's see here, I do have some of the screenshots, 3,250 as well, and then 3,600 when it goes into NTD mode. The other stats that is kind of notable, we'll just go through the basic stats here. 23,000 life, 24, 24, 30 for defenses, 25 and 45 for offense stats. That then goes up to 60 when you go into NTD mode for the melee modifier. 21, 18, and 14 for the part slots. 135 and 230 for the speeds. When NTD mode is popped, you cap out your top speed as well. Or actually, maybe not, because that's 240. I think 250 might be the max. So yeah, 240, I think you only get 10. Other than that, though, let's see. You get the enhanced offense system. We talked about that. The NTD mode works pretty much just like the Unicorn, or exactly like the Unicorn, other than the less tick damage, and you gain some better skills. Mainly being you gain maneuver armor level 4, force injector level 3, emergency evasion level 3, flight control level 3, obviously the offense system enhanced, heavy attack. Let's see, let me just double check that real quick. Maneuver armor goes from 3 to 4. Yes, I was correct on that. Force injector goes from level 2 to 3. Evasion goes from 2 to 3. Main thing, it having evasion 2 is huge in its base mode. That way you can kind of get in a little bit easier and get out. Mainly from what I've been doing is I've been using it to get in and then take a little damage, get out, and then pop NTD. With maneuver armor, that definitely helps out, and also combining the maneuver armor with the force injector and the evasion system, you can get in, take a little bit of damage, dodge roll out, and then transform, and you're pretty well off. It does have offense system in its base mode, but again, melee combo controller level 1 to level 2 is another big change here. So you only have 2 melee swings in its base mode, mainly just neutral downswing, then swap, and then you can punch twice. What I've been doing a lot is just triple downswing combo. Been pretty effective so far. But yeah, that is pretty much the stats on the Banshee. And again, I think it is kind of the king of raids as far as being able to just out melee any of them in battle. And with that, you know, that's pretty huge. But at the same time, you can still combo anything else down and do enough damage to generals to be very effective. How far ahead do I think it is above everything else? Honestly, not that much. The Zaku 4 and the EZZ are still right up there. I still think it's probably just barely better than them, but not by much. Zaku 4, maybe with what's out right now, with pretty much the Unicorn, might be in second place now over the EZZ, but the EZZ I still think is a monster and a beast. So yeah, very close race between the EZZ and the Zaku 4. And then if you have this, I think you're just barely inching out, really. Now, maybe crazy high skill cap raids are going to prove that statement completely wrong. But as far as for most people, that's what I would say the tier list is looking like. And we'll have to see what it does look like on the top end. By the time I'm recording this, the clan ranked has already happened. So we'll have to find out from people why that might be the case, if it is that much higher. Or did people use other things and not the Banshee as their raid choice? So yeah, can't wait to hear about that. We'll definitely talk about that on the podcast, and that gives me some time to do some research to actually talk about that then. But that's my thoughts on the Banshee so far. Again, I'll have a actual Banshee video talking about it more in depth, so that'll be its own separate video showing the combos, showing what it can do, and some actual gameplay examples. Other than that, moving on, here is the normal suit that was in this one. Pretty cool. We've already seen that one, so if you've already got it, you know, there is the step up. And the step up guarantees the suit at step 7, and the Saikamu frame piece is oddly the choice for the part here. I would think the overtune melee might be a little more appropriate if they weren't going to do something new. But, I mean, here's this. If you didn't get a chance at it, this probably means they're going to recycle parts now at this point. Unless they start doing higher level versions of them. But yeah, kind of odd just to see that. But I'll take it, I guess. And in the tilt talk, I'll talk more about the step up. But as far as it goes, there is a guaranteed way to get it, which is pretty cool. I still like it. But, again, tilt talk coming later. So yeah, there's the step up banner. Again, big reminder for people. You do not actually have a bonus to get the Banshee like you do in the normal gacha main banner. You are just guaranteed it after 7. And it has just as much of a chance to show up if you get a 4-star in these 3 steps as any other suit in the 4-star pool. So just remember that. So if you seem to be getting, you know, if you got 6 Pegasus class here, and maybe even 1 in the 7th, and you got not the Banshee, it's equally likely to be not a Banshee as it is to be a Banshee. So there's that. Just a reminder of that. So if you're just wanting the boosted chance for the Banshees, period, and you definitely don't have the tokens for all of this, it might be better to do the single pulls on the main banner itself. Moving on though, into the rest of it. GBO Days. Hopefully you've been getting your 10 spins for GBO Days. Yeah, pretty cool. Guaranteed 2-star, guaranteed 3-star or higher. That's pretty nice. So really hype. Yeah, really awesome to see them do the free GBO Days like this again. We've talked about both of those in the ticket shop. Honestly, both of these kind of meh. I would say save your tickets, especially where there's a discount right now, unless you just have tons of tickets and you need one of these or don't have it and you want one of these. I would say save it though till something you definitely need comes up, especially since most people are going to be getting close to their platinum medal this month. You can then use that 30% off to save some extra tickets on stuff that might show up. Now again, that is a hard might show up, but honestly, Methods Kai, it's kind of cool with its concept of a heavy stun when you're flying mode and charging, you're shooting that way, but it's kind of a gimmick. and it pays that support gimmick tax. The Gelgoog G, really awesome that they actually had this finally come in. Wasn't expecting the buy it type situation, but they finally brought this one in. I really like the shield, and now that it's in the ticket shop, really cool. There is a level 2 that you can get for buying the token pack, and you can get the level 2 half cannon as well. Was kind of curious to see that it wasn't a new suit, but I mean, I guess they did just do the Char's Gelgoog finally, so that makes sense, I guess. But you can get the level 1 right here. Overall, I don't think it's crazy, but it's just a cool suit. I like Gelgoogs, so yeah, I'm a fan. But overall, unless you have a ton of tickets, probably would save them for something that could randomly pop up, because you're going to have a bigger list this month if you normally don't have silver, gold, and platinum medals. Other than that, they put the Vist Foundation marks in here, so that's pretty cool. Again, it's for tickets, not my thing. But in the DP store, we got the Palace Athene, Dom Cannon single, and the Bolin Oak level 3 and 4. Overall, Bolin Oak power creeped, can't really recommend, but it's for DP, so if you want to try it, there you go. Palace Athene, really awesome. If you're a support and you have the overtune part, yeah, this actually is kind of cool, because this is one of the suits that can actually use it. I've got the level 4, and once I get it fully upgraded, I'm definitely going to try the overtune part on the level 4 Palace Athene as well. Other than that, though, we have the Dom single cannon from the clan ranked reward, and yeah, it's pretty solid. I see a lot of people actually use this at lower cost. I still prefer personally the Dom multi-gun, because I like to kind of get more mid-range, close range kind of style. But as far as long range and dealing out that big single hit damage, the Dom single cannon is definitely better at that, and I see a lot more people doing that. So pretty popular suit. Now you can get it for the DP store. Pretty hype there. Lastly, they had the text not change for the double Zeta when you would go into custom screen at the transform version of it, so it is there now. And then clan ranks 700 5v5 happened this morning. Sadly did not get there, but I am curious, back in the context of, you know, was there a lot of Banshees? I am really curious about that, so we'll have to see what that is. Again, we'll talk about that on the podcast. I'm definitely going to bring that up as a topic. And then from there, 4v4, 250, Tropical Desert, next week, August 14th. That actually... Oh, no, that's Saturday. Yeah. No, that is... Oh, wait, yeah, this is on the JP version, right? Is this the translated version? I think this is yeah, okay. I don't know why it keeps doing this, but it did that over here. I just noticed this is the JP version. Whoops. But yeah, that would be Saturday night for us. Simple Battle, Tropical Desert, 250, 4v4. Ag time, I guess, maybe. Or Agugai, probably Agugai. Also, I love that the beam feels like the Ag, because it was pretty easy to pick up that beam on the Banshee. But yeah, I love that feel of that line beam that just goes through things for that build-up stun. With that said, though, we'll definitely be trying to compete for this one, and this is another one for the top 40 getting the suit, which is a support Zaku Mariner. So, pretty hype. I definitely still want this suit. Definitely going to be gunning for it. Sadly, didn't get up this morning. I don't know if we actually had a group this morning or not. But yeah, other than that, we have the Square Silver A, which was for top 100 this week. And I'm going to tinfoil hat this and say we're getting a silver bullet on Wednesday with the 250 cost. Calling it right now. That's going to be my call. All right, yep, that's it. Tinfoil hat. That's a sign. This being silver is a sign that we're getting the silver bullet. So, like, comment, subscribe, if all that. If you want to just go ahead and skip the Tilt Talk. Thanks for watching and stuff. Usual stuff in the description below. All that. But if you want to hear my rant about Tilt Talk and what I think they can do for the step up to make it better, and what I think would actually be kind of an acceptable solution, that way they could build hype around it. Because we've talked about, it's been a while since they've actually, you know, try to do something longer than a week and, build hype a week. It's like 3 days at best before the update, and it's kind of weird. So what I think is for these 7 steps, yes, in my last time talking about this, the MLS was brought up, the Kshatriya, of course, the Big Tilt, and then the Cubilate. Again, I do think there is problems with any gacha system as far as the Gambit part of it, but I have to say, it was fun with the Cubilate. Now that ended up being like an insane amount of tokens and an insane amount of money from the community. And yeah, that was crazy. And I did get it. My main point, I guess, was with all that, my power increased for the account 0. Out of like 400 tokens, 0 benefit happened. And it's not even like I got good suits either. Like, I didn't fill out my roster and get anything else that I needed. It kind of sucked in that regard. But it didn't feel as bad as the Kshatriya. Now, maybe you could say the Cubilate isn't as one of my favorite suits then, and maybe that's correct. But the Banshee is definitely just a bit lower than the Kshatriya and the Cubilate on my list. And I felt just as bad, though, as the Kshatriya. The MLRS also kind of felt bad, but it wasn't that bad because I think it was still, there was a chance, because the MLRS was gained, and I can't remember if I actually said this last time, through the bonus 11th step with it. And I think by actually having a guaranteed dollar value to it, especially with how expensive it is, just feels bad to people. And if they've been saving and saving, and now whatever is left is the dollar value for them to buy a suit, essentially, just feels really bad. So, of course, we know that anniversary is coming. We don't know what they're going to do for token rewards. So I was very well in the way of accepting the chance that I wasn't going to get the Banshee. But I was this close from the Banshee. And I was like, oh, I guess I can get them both. And then finding out that I won't unless I actually spend money just hit really hard. Especially, yes, I've had stuff going on, and money-wise, fixing stuff, and yeah, that's a thing. That always, of course, compounds it and stuff like that. And that's probably why I got so tilted here during Banner Night. But my point is, in the future, we have no clue when the next 4-star is. No clue whatsoever. And the best they've done was when they were announcing the Kshatriya coming. But that was maybe a week in advance, I think. Or even just from the weekend to that next update. It wasn't long. It was literally within a week. So I want to recall that was on a weekend. And that's been like the longest we've had for a confirmation of a 4-star. Other than obviously knowing we're getting something for anniversary. Sinanju, I believe, just kind of came out of nowhere too, right? So it's like, yeah, there's no save time at all to even like stop people from spending their tokens to dampen the blow. So what I would like to see is them say the next 4-star is going to be a support coming in about a month, about 2 months. You know, they don't have to give us guaranteed time. Just let us know what it's going to be, what type, not the suit. The suit can wait for their hype or whatever. I think, though, building hype for a new support coming is also really cool, because then support players are getting their tokens ready. And then, guess what? For the people who don't have a lot of money to spend, who don't have $200 to spend, then they can spend the $30. And yes, almost, that's more nefarious at making them more money. Just saying, just throwing that out there. Because that's how normal banners make them money, is the incremental stuff on the people who can't spend $200. So, the wells are probably still going to well, just throwing that out there. But for everybody else, you know, Kshatriya, if I knew about it and I was going to be right there and I had the extra money, boom, done, right? But then it just felt bad because I was so close, and then I had to play for the rest of the week because I was saving for the anniversary all the way back when the Kshatriya hit. And then, yeah. So that's my point. And it just kind of came out of nowhere, and I was so close, and then I definitely had to play every day, and it felt worse to play dailies And yeah, I mean, that's my point. It just feels worse when you're almost feel forced to play to get the thing you want. Okay, so let's talk tokens. So let's go ahead and say the 365 for a year times 3, 52 times 3 for the weeks. So that's actually doing like your clan missions. Then you have 9 times 12 for the login rewards. And then also the 9 times 12 for the monthly rewards. And yeah, so overall that gets you to 1467. That's the same number I came up with when I was trying to think about this before bed one night here a couple of days ago or whatever. And yeah, also we'll go and include another 52 for, say, your clan levels up at least once every time they do the clan missions. That makes pretty good sense. So let's say 52 at the very least. That gives us what, 1519? So overall 1519 tokens. Not too bad. That's a decent bit of tokens, right? Then that does not include, though, how many more times your clan levels up and how many times you get gold boxes in your boxes that you get after games. This also doesn't include any giveaway tokens they do or any very low cost token packs that are very enticing to get. Just looking though at the 1519, how many, because it at, you know, the best one was with like the Suzabi where it had 2 half-offs in it, but roughly it's 195. For easy quick maths, we'll say 200 tokens per 4-star. Well, what do we have? Now, I'm not going to include the new and the Suzabi because people should have been saving for those, and that should have been part of the previous year's thing, and that would have been more so just saving for the 3-star versions, right? And we already talked about how problematic that could be for cost with the Cubalay situation. So yes, I do like the step ups in that regard, but here's where the problem kind of comes in. We have the Dagdoll, we had the Moon, we had the Zaku 4, we have the EZZ, we have the Kshatriya, we have the Sananju, we have the Unicorn, we have the Banshee, and we have, I know I'm forgetting one now because the Barulant Custom. And am I forgetting any others? I don't think so, but that's 9. That's 1,800 tokens. So with this token value, you can get 7, maybe 8, depending on how many gold boxes you get and if they do good giveaways for tokens during the year. About, 100-ish total. So you could technically get 8 of those in a year. And that's it. You can't do any other spins throughout the year, and you're going to have to not get one of the 4-stars that we got this year if you had been saving. So yearly, as far as, say, somebody who started right now, they have the same amount by the next anniversary at this point. They can only, if they're, of course, obviously straight free to play, they can only spin on 4-stars, the step ups. Now, they could get lucky, and, luck is involved, and they get it on step 1 or 2, and they don't have to go all the way. But then there's the part that also is kind of enticing and also really big in some cases. Honestly, this educational computer program is probably one of the best parts we've got, period. Depending on how the defense actually stacks, it might be the best part we've got. So there's that too. So there's almost no reason to not spin all the way on the Unicorn banner. And that's another part of it. The part thing, we can talk about that later. I wish they would just kind of bring the parts in faster, just saying. At this point, instead of putting it back on the banner, it should be in the ticket shop or it should be in the DP store, that Saikamu frame at this point. That is actually kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I figured I'd save that part of the rant till now, rather than talking about it on the step up. And we'll probably talk about more of that rant on the podcast. We'll see how much they want to get into what I've gotten into here on the podcast. But yeah, that's your tokens. And that's what you can get. And that's why this kind of feels even worse when you get to one of these and you have to either not spin on stuff that you kind of want, or you kind of spin a little bit during non 4-star banners trying to get whatever you get, and you have no clue when the 4-star is going to pop up. So why spin, or why even spend money on anything that's not a 4-star? And this is what kind of gets me. If they told us when it's coming, people might throw more tokens or even more money at other suits. At this point, I don't want to spin on anything, and I'm pretty much personally not wanting to put any more money on anything else till the 4-star hits, because I want to guarantee the 4-star. And I think that's also hurting them with the way they've got this set up. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone in feeling this way, but that's kind of more of my concrete, especially now after experiencing this a second time. This feels really bad. You know, I probably would have felt this bad on the EZZ, but I didn't have tokens at all because it came out of nowhere. So yeah, there's that. There's my rant. There's my talk. I, gave a fix. I think they could just tell us, it's about a month, 2 months. Give us that amount of time to save or whatever. If we want, then we have more that we can spin on. Then we actually know what our extra tokens are. So if you're somebody who likes to do a 10 spin and you know that you have 15 extra, you could get 15 tokens. Or 10, I guess, would be the better example with having 20 extra. You could then start doing that, and you could then, just spin 10. I mean, as far as, honestly, I think that's more insidious, because that gets you to spend lower dollar values, but technically makes them more money. Because right now, I don't want to. Now, again, I feel like as far as spending money on games, I'm definitely, I don't know, I don't really myself. But, so maybe I am in the minority with this opinion as well. But yeah, that's how this makes me feel. And there it is. With this being a second time in a repeat, it has definitely solidified my position on my opinion on this. But I do think they could make it better, and that it would actually feel a lot better, even though arguably it could be a little worse for some people's wallets. Maybe mine included. Just saying. But yeah, guys, that is my talk on the tokens and the Tilt 2.0 is what I'm going to call this section, I guess. Let me know anything and everything on how you feel about it. Did you get the Unicorn and Banshee? And was either of them tilting if you had to stop? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that, guys. That'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Usual stuff in the description, Twitch, Twitter, Discord. I think I just said that. If I did, I might edit it out. If not, oh well. But that'll be it for this one, guys. Have a good one. Peace!